another thing that I wanted to get back to. So post BMX, you kind of are dominating weddings, and then you what? Tell me about these wedding seminars. Like,
Oh yeah.
were you making? Because like I work for guys who teach people how to wholesale real estate and how to invest in real estate, creative financing and stuff like that. And there's big money in education, and
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that was big money for you doing some wedding seminars, like wedding. So your wedding filmmakers would pay to come and learn from you for a couple of days. Is that the gist?
Yeah. I mean, it was decent money. I think at the point it was basically the height of my, I guess, wedding film days, and so people were trying to learn the techniques, like how do you do this? What's the one on one on like how to make this work?
Yeah.
Um, and so it'd be a mixture. Some I'd go speak at conferences, like I've done. I do a conference usually where I speak for an hour, and then I'd also have a workshop, like a 1 or 2 day workshop on the side. The same thing, that so I'd get paid to do the conference, and I'd do like it's $2,000 a person to come to this workshop.
What do you do
Whatever.
at a workshop?
Do just hands on. It's like this is back with the glide cam days. This is before
Yeah.
gimbals at this point, but this is how you set it up. This is how you operate it. Here's some tricks that I use. Then go into basically everything. It's like this is how I prepare. This is like pre-production, how you should work with your clients. Here's how to get more clients. Here's how to do it in post. Like just basically a run through of like creation of a wedding video,
Yeah, that's great.
front to back.
I still
Um,
have a little urge to make a wedding video. How do you take it from the chronological montage that I've done? I shot Brian Kaczynski's wedding, by the
oh,
way.
nice.
Yeah, that was fun. But it's just,
Shout out to Brian.
shout out to Brian Kaczynski, nicest man on the planet.
Super nice dude.
But it's just like the same formula. Just like document the day, make sure you have good audio of the people talking at the thing. But how do you take it from that type of wedding video to what you ended up doing, making short films with, like you're scheduling shooting with the couple prior to or after? What's give me a little workshop, Joe. Like a
Yeah.
five minute workshop.
Like if I can even remember what I did back then. It's also weird because I think that at the beginning, no one will give you the time of day to do anything creative, and it's also you're working with a photographer, and usually the photographer's in control. So the person doing video, it's like you're kind of like
Just tag along.
second hand of like, yeah, you just be quiet and stay back there, and like,
Yeah.
maybe you get a chance to do your own directing if you want. So
Yeah.
I think it took a while to like steal enough shots where maybe the photographer was directing, and I'd do some like moving shots of them walking or whatever to try to like create these montages. But it was, for the most part, it was like how do you just be a fly on the wall, and in when they're getting ready, like get cool shots that you can then use to like build a story of some sort. And like, is there like a letter that's being given that will help tie together a story? And like, be like, oh, the groom wrote her this like wonderful letter, and then she reads it and she cries, and it's like, oh, can you read it out loud to me so I can just record the audio of it, and we can like
Yes.
place it over the video. It's like just stuff like that.
Right.
And then once I kind of built, or not built, but like once I shot a couple of weddings that were like big money, because it's like that's the thing, is like if the wedding's at like the YMCA and the decorations are shit, and the people don't look that great, like whatever else, like it's all bullshit, but like this is what it is, then
Yeah.
it's not going to look that good. It's all production design. It's the same thing with the way movies are made. It's like if your location's great, your production designer, i.e. the wedding coordinator, like they spend $100,000 on decorations and cakes and like the venue and the view and like all the stuff. It's built in production. Like,
Yeah.
like you have, it looks incredible. It's like not that hard to shoot it at that point,
Right. Yeah.
and that's like the cheat, is like once I did a couple that were like mediocre, I was able to get the more expensive ones, and they just had better stuff to point the camera at, and they had
Yeah.
better looking couples. And then the
Exactly.
people started trusting me more and be like, I just need 15 minutes after the wedding to like film you two walking together and like kissing and like whatever other bullshit I needed to like make this sequence. And then it's
Nice.
like only a 3 minute to 5 minute highlight video is not that hard to create from an entire day of filming.
Yeah.
If it was an hour long, it would be so hard, like it would be boring.
Yeah.
But I
For
think that
real.
was the key. It was short, it was expensive wedding, so everything looked good already,
Yeah.
and that's the cheat.
Reached the end of the video. Hopefully you enjoyed that clip. If you want to support me and the podcast, just subscribe, and share the show with your friends. The full episode is in the description, so if you haven't, go check that out. It's also available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and wherever you listen to podcasts. And the goal is just to grow. So if you could share the show with your BMX homies, that'd be dope. Anybody that you know that is a BMX nerd and would enjoy this podcast, do me that favor, and we'll keep all these clips coming and one episode every week. So I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.